Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are returning, welcome back. I wanted to talk to you guys today about love. When I was doing my meditation and channeling what the divine really wanted you to hear today, what showed up was, it's safe to love. I know that there are a lot of people out there who have been hurt in the past by being in relationships and being with people. And I wanted to give you this message. And even if you're in a relationship now, this message will still apply to you. But what I want you to know that oftentimes in relationships, when we get hurt by people, it's not because the people want to hurt us or they choose to hurt us. It's because the people simply do not understand or know how to love properly. And that may seem like a bold statement, but it is a true statement. Because when I look back at any relationship that I have had, where maybe I wasn't so kind to the person I was with, a big part of that was because I didn't understand how to love properly, because I did not love myself properly. And that is really what it boils down to. When people are in relationships, a couple of things happen. Number one, we do what we've been taught. We do what we see from our parents. So that may or may not be a good thing. The other thing, though, is we tend to project how we feel about ourselves onto other people. Whether you believe this or not, it is absolutely true. And so if you don't love yourself, if there are things about you that you have not healed, you will project those things onto your partner. You will immediately pick out the things that you know you don't like about yourself, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. Because I feel that often we don't even realize that there are things about us that we don't like. People say, well, you have to love yourself first. And I feel like many of us are like, well, I do love myself. I know exactly how to take good care of myself, but we really don't understand that there are things within us that haven't been uncovered yet. There are things that we hold on to that are deep in our subconscious that we don't like about ourselves, but haven't been brought to the surface, so we don't heal that stuff. So if you're in a relationship and you have things within you that you still need to heal, things you need to address, those things are usually going to come out, because what happens is we project that onto our partner or we pick people with those same, we tend to mirror one another sometimes. And it's like, I see in you this and I don't like it. And it's like, well, it's because you do the same thing, or, you have the same issue. Anyway, it gets very complicated very quickly. But what the universe, what God wants me to let you know is that it's safe to open your heart and it's safe to love. Yes, it's taking a risk when you open your heart, but it's worth it, because even if you get hurt, you still end up with beautiful memories and it's still an experience. And the thing is, we cannot predict what will happen. I mean, you can go to a psychic, but if you're like me, even though I can tell other people what I see for them, I don't see it for myself. I don't always see what's going to happen for myself. And there's a reason for that. Because if we knew what was going to happen, we probably wouldn't take the risk. If we knew that there was a slight chance we could get hurt, we would say, nope, I'm not going to do it. And the universe doesn't want that. That stunts your growth. The only way that you can grow is to experience these things, these relationships, these situations. People come into our lives to teach us lessons, and our soulmates come in to teach us a lesson. And the important thing is, and the thing that I cannot stress enough, but many people don't do this, after a relationship ends, what so many people do is they want to blame the other person for everything that happened in the relationship, and then they just move right on to the next one. And then the same pattern keeps emerging, and they're like, why do I keep picking the same kind of guy, or why do I have the same kinds of relationships, or nothing ever works out? And the reason that it doesn't work out is because you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're expecting different results. And that is the definition of insanity. And I don't understand why people don't get that. You see people move from person to person to person. Well, there's a reason it's not working. Because you have to fix yourself. It starts with you. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? We absolutely have all experienced things in our lives that will forever change us, that leave wounds, gaping wounds. And if we don't close those up, if we don't heal them, we're going to bleed all over people who didn't cut us. And that is so true. You're going to project things on to people when they don't deserve it. You're going to keep attracting people that you're going to project these things onto because you're attracting the wrong type of person. And the reason you are is you're attracting people who are also broken because you are broken. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I am saying that because I have been there. I understand completely. I was a very broken person about a year ago. But the thing that I did differently, because I, just like many of you, went from bad relationship to bad relationship. I mean, I took a long break to raise my children. And I didn't date for a long time, not until they were in like junior high or high school, because I didn't have time. And I knew it wasn't fair to date when I didn't have time to devote to somebody. So I didn't date. But I also didn't fix myself in that time either. So even though people will say, well, take a break because yes, taking a break helps, but it doesn't help if you don't do anything during that break to fix yourself. And this is the point that I want to make to you so badly, and I hope that you will take this in the right way. Before you jump back into all of these relationships, after a relationship happens, it is so important for you to go back through and look at what happened, good and bad, in the relationship and say, what was this about? What was the lesson that I needed to learn here? And the thing is, that can be very difficult to do because we don't always see it. We don't see it right away. But that is why I advocate using that radical forgiveness. It's a free worksheet. The website is just radicalforgiveness.com. You can do a Google search for radical forgiveness. It is like the first thing that pops up. They have free worksheets. Print one off and fill it out about your partner in the relationship, because it takes you through what happened, how you felt about it, and eventually it leads you to what was the lesson. And here's the thing, it's always about you. It's never about that other person, it's always about you. And it gets you to the point where you can say, oh my gosh, this was what I keep doing. And it's, at the end of it, obvious, but at the beginning you're like, I don't understand why my relationships don't work out. But I'm telling you that almost always it has to do with how we love ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. Because we're all energy. And if you're a broken person and you don't love yourself, when you go out there to meet somebody, it's like you're putting this energy out there of like, well, I don't know why you'd pick me. I'm not that great. Who's going to be attracted to that? Someone else who's like, well, I'm not that great either, right? It's like you settle because you're putting this energy out there of, I'm not a great person. I don't love myself. Your energy enters the room before you do. So if you're already putting this energy out there of, I'm broken, don't pick me, why do you think you're going to get somebody great? You're not. I'm not saying that to be mean. And if that is you, that's okay. It's fixable. It is fixable. Broken doesn't mean can never be fixed. The interesting and amazing thing about being broken is that we can fill in the cracks of where we are broken with God's light, and healing occurs, and we can be even more beautiful before. Like the ancient Japanese art where they take broken pottery and they fill it with gold. it becomes even more beautiful than it was originally. And you absolutely have the ability to become more beautiful than you were before. But it starts within you. It's not someone else coming in to fix you. It's you fixing you. And yes, sometimes we need teachers and mentors to come in and help us, and there's nothing wrong with that. People go to counseling, people go to therapy. And I think counseling and therapy is great. It didn't really help me because the piece that I was missing was the spirituality piece. So going to a spiritual counselor helped me a lot more in that area. But whatever you need to do to heal yourself. But if you continue to go out blindly doing the same thing you've always done and you expect somebody different, you're crazy. It's not going to happen. You've got to fix yourself. And here's the thing. When you are whole and happy and you love yourself, you will never chase anyone. You will never chase anyone because you don't want someone who doesn't want you back. Did you hear me? You don't chase because you don't have to. When we talk about your energy being so amazing, it is. And when you go out there into the world and people see that energy being so, you're vibrating so high and on a level that's completely different than anyone else, that is what attracts people. They're going to see that and go, wow, I don't know why, but I really want to go talk to that person. And unfortunately, this is what a lot of people don't understand and don't realize. And I really, really, truly believe this is something that we should be teaching young girls in school, that they need to know it starts with them. They have to love themselves, just as you have to love yourself. And life is rough sometimes. And just by experiencing life, we pick up those little cracks within us, right? How we're broken a little bit. And that's okay. I would never say, oh, I'm damaged. No, I hate that term. You're not damaged. It's just things have happened in life that have broken you open. And we just need to fill you back up again with beautiful things that make you realize who you are and where you came from. Because if you honestly, really, really, truly knew that, you would not even be questioning your worth about having someone amazing who treated you well. And you won't waste your time. If you are, loving yourself and in the right mode, when the creeps and whatever come up to you, and they still will too, because if you're vibrating that high, you're going to attract everyone, unfortunately, not just the really good people, but you will attract the creeps. But here's the thing. When you love yourself like that, you immediately spot them, and you just know. And you say, no, I'm not wasting even a second with you, because I can tell what kind of person you are. That's the amazing thing. When you are vibrating that high and you have such self-esteem and self-love for yourself, when people come by who want to play games, you spot it faster and you will not put up with it. Not even for a second, because you know what you deserve and it's not that. And I understand that if you're an empath, dating can be very scary. It can be a terrifying thing. For me, I always hated the process because you meet people and you pick up on that energy, and unlike someone who doesn't realize they're an empath or isn't an empath, they're not picking up on this person's energy and then keeping that energy with them all the time. So it's like more intense for people who are empathic, and that I think is what makes it so rough, because you meet so many people and you have to go through, it's like a deeper level thing right away, and it can be very frustrating. Remember, you can clear your energy at any time, and we do not hang out with, we do not entertain people who don't deserve our energy. And that's romantic relationships or regular relationships, no matter what. You don't entertain people who are energy vampires, who don't deserve your energy, who are just there to take what they can take from you. Because unfortunately, people who are empathic, who are vibrating at a higher level, we tend to get people who want to just take from you. And that's where you have to set your healthy boundaries and say no. And sometimes that's the lesson, guys. Sometimes that is the lesson in love and in dating, is sticking up for yourself, setting healthy boundaries, saying no and saying what you really feel, and that you being honest. That's hard for people that are empathic sometimes. And that is the lesson sometimes, is just to say, no, I don't like this. You're disrespecting me, and I'm not putting up with this. But I don't want this to be a whole discussion where I feel like, I'm lecturing you. What I wanted to tell you in the message is that it's safe to get out there again, that you need to open your heart. You need to work on opening that heart chakra. What happens is we go through relationships, someone hurts us, and we put up a wall. We put up a little bit of armor around that heart chakra. And then you go through another relationship, something else happens, you put up a little more, until your heart is completely guarded. Nothing's getting through. No energy's getting through there. It's totally blocked. So you need to open that heart chakra. And one of the things you can do is to ask Archangel Michael to come in with this sort of healing light and remove that armor around that heart chakra, and just envision it should be glowing a beautiful green color, almost like emerald, in the center of your chest. Just imagine that light getting brighter and brighter. Any debris, anything that's been put up around that is falling away. But I'm telling you that the best thing you can do for yourself is the inner work, where you establish a routine where you're building that self-love. And the best thing you can do is to go through and forgive all of your past relationships, including forgiving yourself. Because that's a biggie. We beat ourselves up over the way that we behaved in a relationship when we didn't know any other way to behave. When you know better, you do better. But if you didn't know any better, you couldn't behave any differently. And that's the point. We want to learn, how should I have handled that? How should I behave in relationships? And I can tell you that from my own experience, what happened with me is I would behave in a way that I wouldn't normally behave in a relationship, because I wasn't speaking up for myself. I wasn't putting my foot down. I wasn't being honest. I wasn't saying how I felt, because I just wanted the other person to be happy. The only problem was that I wasn't happy. There were a lot of things that were good about the relationship, but I didn't speak up enough about the things I didn't like, and it caused me to be very resentful of the situation and what was happening. And it's like, how when you just let little things build and build and build and build, and then something minor happens, but you've had all of this resentment built up from all these little other things that happened, and then it's just like the straw that broke the camel's back, and you just let go and release, and it's not pretty. It was very ugly. But it's because I wasn't speaking my truth. And I feel that many of us have that problem. We want to be in a relationship, but we're the people-pleasing kind of people. So we want everyone to be happy. And I'm here to tell you that there will be times when you can't both be happy. You can't both get what you want. We can try to compromise, but, there just will be times like that. But it's about being honest with yourself and with the person. And when something bothers you, it's saying it, acknowledging it to yourself and to that person, because they deserve your honesty. And if they love and respect you, they will try to work with you. And that's the thing. I think many of us are like, well, if I'm honest with them, if I am being honest, they might leave. That's okay. That's a risk you have to take. That's a risk you have to take, because anyone, if you're honest with them and you tell them that something, you don't like it, and they say tough, that's not the kind of person you want to be with anyway. And I believe that sometimes is a test for us from the universe. Are we going to stand up for ourselves, or are we just going to let people walk on us? You have to stand your ground. You have to set healthy boundaries. And if you don't know what that looks like, you've got to learn. I had to take a class, guys. I took a whole class about relationships to help in my coaching business. I took a class from a woman with a PhD who has done all of this research about relationships so that I could be certified to help people in relationships. I learned so many things that I did not know in my entire life. I'd never heard of these things, and they were so common sense, and I thought, how stupid. That is so, yes, that's brilliant. Why did I not know that? It's things that many of us were never taught. We don't know. So I get it. If you feel like you're stuck and you keep making the same mistakes and you're doing the same thing over and over again, maybe it's time for you to take the leap of faith and invest in yourself and do something to help yourself get out of that cycle. Whether it's working with me, you can do a coaching session with me and I can help you with that. Or it's going to a counselor, or whatever you need to do. You've got to do something. Because you can't keep showing up the same way and expecting Mr. Right to come along. Because a lot of the things that we do in relationships actually repel the right kind of person. And we don't realize that. That whole being a people pleaser, that repels a lot of guys. It repels the right ones. Because the wrong ones will take advantage of you and they will use you because you let them and you didn't put your foot down. The right ones will not want you to do everything for them. And I hope that this makes sense. And believe me when I tell you that I'm not lecturing. I am speaking from personal experience. I have done so many of these things that I'm talking to you about. I have done all the wrong things in relationships. And I have gotten the results that I'm telling you you're going to get and more. And I had to learn how to be different. And it's crazy because what I've seen in myself is that in the short amount of time that I have been practicing this, I date a person and I know right away anymore. No, where I might have dated a person for months until I finally realized I don't really like this person. This is not the one for me. I know that so much faster now, and you may think to yourself, oh, great, but you haven't found the person. Yes, I know. I see what you're saying there, but I also know that I'm attracting the right person, and I'm just working on myself. And I know the right one's coming along. And I'm not worried about it. I'm not stressing about it, and I'm not focusing on it. Because I know that I've done the work that I need to do, and I continue to do the work I need to do on myself. And that is continuing to open my heart chakra. Continuing to work on self-love. It's a continuous thing. And I feel the best I've felt in my life in a long time. And to me, that's amazing and worth so much. And I just have to say that I get guys who message me and just come up to me and whatever all the time. And I don't do anything. I'm not doing anything I'm not trying to be out there flirting and whatever. What I'm telling you is, it's my energy drawing people in. So if you are thinking to yourself, how do I attract? It starts with you. You've got to change your own energy. You've got to change yourself. And you will just naturally be a magnet for people. And I know you're sitting there going, yeah, I don't believe you, but I'm not lying. It is true. And I have people from all over who message me. And yes, I am out there on social media, but I don't believe that that's why. That's not the only reason why. So, the universe, God, source, your higher power wants you to know that it's time to stop being afraid. It's time to open your heart. It's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to love. That's the other thing I know. The other thing I know is that because I've done all of the work and I'm co-creating with the universe, I know the universe has my back. And the universe, when someone steps into my path that is not for me, the universe lets me know it. The universe lets me know it. And you can do that. You can say, please let me know if this is the person for me. The universe will definitely step up. They will cause all kinds of things to happen to let you know that's not your person or that is your person. And you can believe that. But you've got to be in alignment. Part of the problem, part of the reason we don't see the people coming into our lives when we want to is because we're still working on ourselves. You've got to be healed and whole and complete if you want to find the person who's for you. Because you want your person to be whole and complete too, right? You don't want to date somebody who's going to project their stuff onto you. So you don't want to do that to them. So it takes patience, this whole process of finding the person. But it's worth it because when you're healed and you're whole, you can just enjoy the relationship. And there isn't all of this drama and baggage that comes along with it. That is so exhausting. It's mentally and physically draining when there's drama. And when you haven't healed yourself, you're going to have so much drama. It's not even, oh my gosh, it'll make your head spin. It just happens. But when you've healed all of that, there's no more of that. There's no need for it. The drama just is to show us, hey, this is what you still need to work on within you. When it's healed, you don't have to do that anymore. So guys, I hope that you will really take that to heart. That, look, we're all broken in some way. When we get through life, it's hard to get through life without being cut in some way, right? It's hard to get through unscathed. And that's okay, everyone is. But it's, what do we do? How do we heal that? And again, I think that radical forgiveness is a great way. Seek professional help if you need it. You can book a coaching session with me. I have all of these tools. I can help you figure out what you need to heal within yourself and to show you what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. So just go to my website if you want more information about that. I wanted to pull a card for you before I ended the podcast. And I pulled a card from my chakra healing deck. And it is tenderness. This has to do with your heart chakra. It says, there is strength and softness and strength. You have learned to demonstrate both with such agility and grace. Your capacity to love knows no boundaries, which grants you the spaciousness to give and receive love freely. Rise in love, stand in love, expand in love, be in love. Love is the core and the essence of who you are. Let your tenderness show in all you do. Be a gentle voice in the world, a tender touch, a warm embrace, a soft whisper. And guys, I love that. And you know what? That is the truth right there. If you want to be in love, you have to be love. And that starts with you. You have to love yourself. You have to love your life. And if you don't have any of that stuff in order, you've got to take care of that first. And you're worth it. You're worth the investment of your time, of your energy. And I want to remind you, if you want to sign up for the upcoming challenge that starts on June 24th, you can enroll now. Heather Doran and I, we're going to be giving you some tools to teach you how to love yourself again, to teach you how to look at your finances. It's all of that. And we're going live within the group, so you can actually get a little bit of coaching with us. And the more you participate in this 5-day challenge, so you show up and do whatever activity we have planned for the day, and you invite people to join the challenge, you have an opportunity to win a free coaching session with both Heather and I. So she can help you with the financial stuff. I can help you with your heart stuff. I can help you love yourself again. I can help you with the spirituality. It's an amazing, amazing opportunity because she charges over $100 an hour for coaching. I charge $90 an hour for coaching. It's absolutely free, and all you have to do is participate, which is going to help you anyway. It's going to help you learn how to manifest your best life. Get in on that, and then the next top 5 people who have participated, who have invited people, they are going to win a group coaching session with Heather and I. So that, again, is an amazing opportunity. So sign up today. Sign up. I will put the link in the description to the podcast. So make sure you sign up and share that link and tell people if they enroll and you want them to refer you, to put your name that you referred them so that you get credit for that. And guys, thank you as always. Don't forget to join me on my Facebook Lives, Tuesdays at 7. I am so, so thankful for you. I'm sending you so much love and light. Listen, we're all a little broken, but together we can heal ourselves. And that's one of my missions to be here, is to help people heal, to learn how to heal themselves, to learn how to love unconditionally. So I'm here, whatever you need. Check out my website. I still have those bracelets for sale too. And part of the proceeds are going to the Foster and Adoption Care Coalition. I've already been able to make a big donation, so thank you for that. So appreciate that. And I am starting to make bracelets that are specific to chakras or areas of your life you want to improve, like the heart chakra and also the throat chakra. So I'm going to be posting more information about that on my Facebook page. So check that out. I've made a few bracelets already, and I'm going to post on that whenever I've made a few more and they're ready to sell. So keep an eye on that. All the bracelets have been infused with Reiki, and they are also infused with Moldavite essential oil. You can also, once you get them, put your own essential oils on them if you want, because they've got the lava stones. If you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please share it with others. That helps me to spread my message. Please leave reviews for me. It only takes you a few minutes, but it helps me so much, and I really appreciate that. I love you guys. Have an awesome day. I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.